So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, doing a repair fix on these inexpensive moving head scanners. This particular one that you're looking at is one that I purchased 3 days ago and just received. However, it came defective out of the box. But there's a simple repair for that. And what it is resetting the spinning motors. On this particular one, the motor that spins it up and down like it's doing right now wasn't working. The reason being is because for some reason the device has to be reset. You can see it acting up right there. There are two motors, one that spins it round and round like it's doing now, and one that spins it up and down. They're located on the bottom of the device here. That's the motor that spins it around. You can see the drive belt. And the plug for it is right there. Now, on a different unit that I bought about 1.5 years ago, the motor stopped working. But I unplugged that particular clip and let it run while it was plugged in to AC, and then waited about a minute and plugged it back in, and it reset the motor, and the motor worked. So when this one came out of the box today and not doing the up and down movement that it is now doing, was simply because the motor on this unit, and if it gets in position, we'll see it. Or better yet, let me just put it in a different mode altogether. Oh, we want to do that. Let's put it in DMX mode. All right. Now it's in DMX mode, which means it's not going to do anything unless the DMX unit was plugged into it. Here you can see the motor for the up and down movement. And here is the connector for that motor right there. You unplug that simply by pulling it out gingerly, not by the wires, but by the actual piece, the clip. Pull that out while the device is running, plugged in, not running, but plugged in, and you wait about a minute and you plug it back in. What that does is then reset the motor and it'll work again. Now, a lot of you have complained online that you've gotten these out of the box where one of the two motors, up and down or round and round, didn't work. And I'm not sure why that is. It probably happens because it's been bumped around in shipping after all these things are made in China and they've got a long way to go before they get here, and then somebody winds up putting their tag on it or label. This one's a different brand, but it's the same exact as this one here. And as you can see, that's got a different label on it altogether. All right, but it's essentially the very same unit. All right, this is the one that had the bad motor, or the motor that went out and I reset. And that was the motor that made it spin left and right. Okay, this particular one had the problem with the up and down. So now that that's all taken care of, I can put her all back together, and it's just simply putting the housings back on to the top and the back to the back. But this is essentially how this particular one came out of the box, with a non-running up and down motor. But all you have to do is unplug it and reset it. Plug it in after about a minute of waiting, but you've got to do it while the device is plugged in. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen because it's not resetting itself electronically. I'm going to put it back in fast mode, and you'll see it doing its thing. As you can see, she's back together and now she's working fine. But those are the things you have to look out for when you're ordering things from China, and they take forever to get here, although this particular one got to me in 3 days because I believe they were stateside, but they're still Chinese. And when they're brought over here to supply someone with these things, they get bumped around, and those motors are delicate, and resetting them is the way to go. So this one's working fine and it's doing what it's supposed to do, but if you ever get one out of the box, you got to take it apart, unclip the power supply to the motors, either one, whichever one's not working, and do it when it's plugged in so that the motors reset themselves, and then you're fine and everything's okay. By the way, it's funny because this particular one, had I not had Amazon Prime, it would have cost me $69 or $70, $69.99. But because I had $40 credit on Amazon Prime, it cost me $25.99. Whereas this one, a year and a half ago, I bought it, and I believe I got 2 of them for $130. So they are getting lower in price, and they're well worth it. A lot better than the ADJ or the Elations that'll cost you anywhere between $500 to $1,500 a piece. So for poor man's RoboScan, these are the way to go. In any case, I'm hoping that I help somebody out on what to do when you get these things out of the box, or when and they're not running due to the motors for resets, or in the case of this one here, which I had for about a year and a half before it started acting up and turned out to be the reset. And in resetting this one, I figured out that that's what this one needed when I got it brand new out of the box today. So there it is. I hope this helps someone. Bye-bye.